on, people? OG back on the screen. I need y'all to hit that like. Let's get 200 likes really fast. I'm going to be leaving you guys with some important 2K news, so please do not click off this video. Important 2K news. All right, now many of people thought there was a patch that had went on with NBA 2K23 because of their shooting, but they're not realizing that the shooting windows have changed, meaning the speed, whether you're doing a certain dribble move, dribbling to the side, to stop and shoot, because they took out certain badges like stop and go. There's a lot of different changes that have been implemented into the game. Stop and go, listen, this is a gem right here. Stop and go basically is a shooting badge this year. Really, in a sense, like when I really break it down to you guys and give you the scoop and show you some details that I'm going to show you on my next screen. So even if you're making new builds, you want to take this information in and you want to make sure that you're on point. I've been already told people, if you want to start shooting efficiently and understand the windows, get a 93 ball. It's going to help you start to learn it way more easier. Okay, there's already the delayed green systems that they added in the game, so that makes it a little bit harder to kind of really snap in and lock in and stay locked in, right? So let's get on to this news. We had confirmation, official confirmation from Wang. There was no hotfix. Nothing on the gameplay side has changed at all. Okay, so a lot of people thought there was complaints. This shows you how a lot of players in the 2K community, hold on, let's clean up the glasses. A lot of players literally fall into the placebo effect, meaning they go out and it's a new day. People really get they're so sucked up into the game, they forget that, hey, I'm actually tired. Actually, sometimes I had a bad day and my mind wasn't that focused. I have somebody who's nagging at me while I'm trying to play, or it's so many things that you can have on your mind that can mess you up in game or can just throw you off your game. You could be tired, you probably didn't eat anything, so your timing, your reflexes ain't on point, but you're still trying to play. It's a whole bunch of it's infinite. It's a whole bunch of things. So people don't take time to look at that stuff, and everybody will just go into just blaming it on 2K for their bad games. Basically, that's my point I'm trying to get to, right? And that's not the case most of the time. Now, we know that they do send little slight patches and quiet nerfs and stuff like that, but we're going to get to the comments and see what they're saying, right? Needs to nerf. Shit is easy for real, okay? So you see, you better not buff no shooting. And then you see him saying, you need to nerf it. Shit easy for real. So there's a side of people who can shoot, there's a side of people who can't. The people who can shoot feel like it's easy because they have already reached that point. Understand, it's just awareness levels, y'all. This is what I try to teach to everybody, even new 2K players. My channel is a universal channel. It's for everybody. Even super high comp players can look at me and be like, oh damn, yeah, that's true. Add something to their arsenal or just take something from me. So you see how you got Swante saying you better not buff shooting, basically saying leave it how it is where it's hard, where people are complaining about, oh, it's hard, I can't shoot. Then you have him saying need to nerf it. It's actually easy for real. That's how he is. He's like, they need to actually nerf it, man, because once everybody starts understanding how I'm shooting like this and start getting to that awareness level, like me, basically what he's saying, I'm talking about the big booty ace guy on the screen, that's when more of the nerf conversation will come up. Right now, everybody is playing sluggish and like robots because they added new dribble move mechanics. I already done played with a few people. I've seen how people is playing the mechanics, how you have to stop and shoot and set yourself up, how jump shots are really slowed down this year. They're not as fast as they used to be, where you just chuck it up and before the guy gets to you, it's actually kind of like sometimes you can shoot a shot and the guy's coming up on you, but you can still make it. It's just that scariness now that they added into the game, and there's so much depth, man. We're about to get deep. I'm about to show y'all some 2K23 screen real quick. Just keep watching, all right? So let's just keep reading what everybody's saying, right? People just max out their players. Mike, are you going to stay around again? Nah, Mike Wang doesn't stay around. Mike Wang gives out his little bit of gems in the beginning. That's all. Like, he gave out so much. He literally did. You can go back and go look at his gems. It's the same way how when I give out gems, I'll be like, I gave out too much, like, for people to like. He's not going to stay around. He's going to dip. Yeah, a little bit. He'll be here for a little bit saying a few stuff because he has to really keep this image up. He has to make sure that he doesn't send a patch update. Remember, I be kicking out the gems too and kicking out the real truth where I say every year, 2K, always, we have never dealt with a game that has never gotten a patch. Some patch always comes. I can already see certain things right now in their game right now that patches is going to start playing out, whether or not it's max badges or not, just based off of certain things. Okay, now that patch doesn't have to come till later on, and then when they do that patch, they'll probably like, it's not going to be based off of shooting. but it's other things. You know, I ain't gonna get too deep, but I feel like they already know. Now look, we got this right here too, where he says buff whites, please. The game isn't fun. And then we got a YouTuber called a man that's laughing at him. You suck. Okay, so here comes this convo now. See how it's always a two-side street? This is why I explained to y'all duality. It's always another side. Whether or not, if you're nice and you know how easy it is, it doesn't matter how good you are. There's a person that's in a whole different state. If you don't believe things like this, get your girlfriend or somebody who you know, a family member that doesn't play 2K, and make them try playing it for the first time. Watch how they react. Watch how they still move with the controller and flinch. You know how some people, when they first play the video games, they gotta move with it? It's because it's just such a new experience, such a different understanding, having to wrap your mind around something so fast. All right, that's what everybody's dealing with right now. Okay, so he said exactly, I'm shooting 60% with a 72 ball. Okay, so you see how this is here, right? I'm telling you, it's this. If players would start getting muscle memory under control, you would be able to do what these guys are doing, shooting like what Joe Knows is doing, shooting with the low 3 balls. You would be able to start doing this. Okay, you have it both sides. Skill issue, skill issue. You got it on both sides. It's always like this. So there can be a nerf. There can be a nerf soon, like I gotta see how they're gonna do it. I know a patch is coming, but I gotta see how they're gonna do it. They'll probably be up front this time. Since Mike Wang's already saying it, he'll probably be up front this time. I don't feel like they're gonna bring whites back. I'm not sure. I can't really say it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. But right here, you see how the buff whites, people want this back. Remember what I told you. This was in the game, so players can at least hit a shot. For players that don't got no IQ, no type of like stick skill, and even some players that had IQ, if you don't got the stick skill this year, you're gonna suffer. You have to have stick skill this year. I can already tell how the game is moving and size up combos. You have to have that stick skill, combo memorization. Yeah, like they said, combo mesmerizing skills. You have to have that. If not, you're going to struggle this year. You might as well go to a easier role playing, just play defense, something. Leave the offense up to the people who got the stick skill. Leave the shooting alone for now until you want to take the time to learn the window, and because it could be both sides. But I feel like it's really skill issue. The shooting is very, very much fine. I just told people there's thresholds within the shooting. All right, now let's get it over here. Let's get over here to the good part too. All right, so they dropped a little update. It came in. They always say that, oh no, unless it's a big file, but it was a big file. They always come in and say that they don't touch stuff. We don't never know. Like, we never know if 2K can play with the sliders, take some of the sliders down behind the scenes and don't say anything and just let people play out. Each day is a day. You see what I'm saying? Each day is a new day. Each day is a new day to do something great. If they're a business day, a company, each day is a day for them to test out something new if they wanted to. Let's see how people react. All right, everybody's streaming, live streaming today. Let's see how the top YouTubers are playing if we tweak the stats like this. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, that's just a thought. That's just a thought. Like, come on now. Why release it to the public and make everybody mad and you know a whole bunch of people don't know how to handle certain information? That's just like how you can't go to the Area 51. Everybody can't handle every information, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on now. So, now when we get over here, this is the key thing that I want to show people when we come down to playing NBA 2K23 in the stats. Now, let's look at my attributes. First off, you can shoot with a 70, serviceable. But once players start getting challengers, certain badges, I'm telling you, playing against a good defender, that 75 is gonna start, and that 70 is gonna start to become like, oh damn, you're gonna want to go up to the 80s. I get it in the 81, so you're gonna be able to be there at that threshold, the B threshold. Think of it, 70, C, B, 80 and up. A, 90, okay, 90 and up. 88, it start getting to A, like, but 90 is like the A plus and up. You see what I'm saying? Those are thresholds to how the type of jump shot you're gonna get. That's probably a quicker release. Like when you really go down on lower releases, trust me, they give you worse releases. Like when you have like when you go down on shooting and you have a longer wingspan and longer arms, they give you custom jump shots that's cool, but they ugly. A lot of them be ugly. You gotta mix and memble a lot of good ones. I'm gonna show you some on this Jordan, but the jump shots is really tricky, and that's how a lot of people are going to be remaking their builds. A lot. I can see it already because I'm about to give some gems now. All right, and you have to, and it's going to be based off of skill. So let me get to the shooting aspect, because this is, I guess, where everybody's having trouble. Finishing is fairly easy, and then once we get into the playmaking too, I'll get into it a little bit as well. Well, finishing, there's a lot of people who's complaining about they changed the course of the badges. So fearless finisher works, it stacks on top of your strength. Okay, it stacks on top of whether you're doing an acrobat, how you're finishing fearless, all that. Masher is really not like a how could I say, not like a consistent finisher. Masher is more like a straight up when you're in the paint. That's when this badge really activates. Improves ability to finish well around the rim, even over small defenders. So this is like stacks on top of like back down punisher. This is like a straight up type of close shot type of thing. Not like when you're doing layups. Masher does not come into effect. The badges that come into effect, like when you're doing a driving layup, is fearless finisher, slithery, giant slayer, acrobat. Literally the only badge. And pro touch if you want to use pro touch. Literally. And limitless takeoff. Literally. So Masher, I just realized that about Masher. So there's different type of badge combos you want to run. All right. Let me get to the shooting now. So for the shooting, we know that the stamina bar it takes away from you. So stamina is very important to shooting as well. So this is why I said when you get to the Iro basketball playstyle with OG pushes, you start to learn how to correlate your moves a little bit better. So you're not wasting and over wasting stamina. So by the time you get ready to shoot, and then if you don't have amped on either gold or Hall of Fame, you're missing the shot because your shot ratings and attributes is going off, because 2K's computer system is saying, oh, you're tired, your stamina bar is a little bit low, you don't have the shooting badges, you're below the 80, you're not hitting this. Or even some players that do have high 80s and high 90s, it could just be your timing at that point, you over wasting your stamina, not really understanding the game, okay? Then another shooting badge that's going to help you this year is volume shooter. 2K has a big penalty contest system this year, where when you're shooting bad shots, you're getting a big penalty. You go in cold, or it's still just a big penalty to the mathematics system, your grade in general, and your green window for the next time you shoot. So volume shooter is a huge badge. This is why it's in a lot of people's tier 1 spots. If you pay attention, use your mind. You see how we all got the kind of same badges, and then we get to switch it up a little bit once we start getting to the tier 2, tier 3. You're really going to be able to get a nice little spread with your build and the badges. It's just going to correlate to how you're going to use it. You got a badge like guard up. Guard up is basically like contested finisher. Contested. What's that one badge called? Basically, I'm gonna just break it down like this. Basically, increase the ability to make jump shots when the defender fails to properly contest. So when a player has his hand down, or if he's contesting you and he's contesting the wrong way, let's say he jumped on the other side of you, you gotta, this is like another super skill badge, like one of those skill badges, like how could I say, what was the one skill badge that I said people had to have skill to use? I can't even really remember. It's just like how if you kind of time the acrobats, basically the acrobatic layups, and you double tap X is just like that. So guard up is really like a super skill badge that helps you when the player's contesting you wrong and you know it. So it's like an IQ badge. You know, like if his hand's down and you just shoot that one and he's kind of like right up close up on you, you're gonna hit it. That's like what this badge is. Remember they took out hand down, man down, man. Mike Wang, Mike. Y'all not slick with that. I'm not dumb. Where's hand down, man down? It's basically this badge. Yo, they removed it because everybody was gonna be spraying. I'm gonna make a separate video for that. That's crazy. All right, so look at this. The lawyer's gonna see that because this is kind of deep in the video. So I love when I drop a gem like deep in the video. The lawyer's gonna see that, like they made that change for a reason, right? That's how I know changes is gonna come later on into the game. All right, the predicting video is gonna start early. Now let's get on to the last part of this. Right, this is how you make it better, how you shoot. All right, now I want y'all to watch something. This gives you a gem. Like, you look at this like Agent 3. Why is Agent 3 all the way up here, tier 3? Because with a Jordan build, when you look at my stats, when you look at how I got crazy post control, you can see it at the top right here. I don't have everything maxed out. You see how my shooting is balanced. You see how the playmaking is crazy. I'm basically gonna have an 80 ball handling. They got an arm sleeve, basically 80 ball handling, 75 passing. I got the needle threader, so I ain't worried about the passing. People try to complain about passing. No, you just gotta know how to move. 84 speed with ball, so I got first quick step on gold. Players are still going too crazy in physicals in certain areas, not realizing like, yo, you can drop down. Some of y'all can't even control 90 speed. I be seeing some of these guards, even the good players can't even control it. It's like, yo, if I can make that speed a high 90 speed and go crazier with it, like can't even control it, not even using it properly. Just have it there for spamming and left-right purposes, or just moving from the side to side aspect. Like, no. You don't have to go super high on the speed and acceleration. It can be 78, because once you get gennba, you can go 78 on both. That's like a balanced 78 for a certain balance speed on both stats for your physical. You could just do that. That's like a little template for a build that I do, 78 speed. Why? Because you could get the gennba badge, and then once you get the gennba badge, you're in the 80s. Once you get to the 80s, you're at automatic certain speed boost launches. You're there already. You're at certain first quick step launches. You're good to go. The only difference is just the level from it, how faster it gets from gold to Hall of Fame. But you still can go crazy with silver, gold, Hall of Fame. They just at different speed levels. You can choose. There's certain fighters who probably a slower fighter. There's certain fighter who's probably a faster fighter. It just depends, right? Come on, man. I could throw out so many analogies on why like people just need to start realizing stuff. Then right here you can see the perimeter defense. I get the menace on Hall of Fame. It's just crazy to block. Make sure I had interior 255. I get anchor badge. Yeah, so the build is really balanced all around, right? And when we get to the badges right here, we also get bully too. Yeah, he's a monster. So look at this. Let's get to the shooting badges. Agent 3. This is basically stop and go is basically inside this badge. It's not just for fades. People would think this is just for curry fades. I've tested the badge. I'm gonna make a deeper video on it. This badge is just like when you're dribbling. It's just like how what was the badge called? Chef was when you dribble to the side and then you stop and shoot really quick. That's what this badge helps you with. It helps you make those shots. So let's say you dribbling, you do a speed boost to the side, and then you stop and shoot, and you pull up for a shot. Agent 3 is that badge. Yes, it helps you on the fades too when you do a fade, but they count it all as in one. It's the same thing this year. Alright, it's a lot of little trickery they did to kind of throw players off. This is why this is all the way up here. So if you're trying to shoot right now and shoot threes and dribble from left to right to side and trying to shoot, and you don't have Agent 3 on, you're going to get hit a little bit. And if you don't have limitless range on, limitless range helps you shoot easier around that line. Easier, you understand? So think about when you don't have these key badges to your player, and even Deadeye and Blinders. All these badges help you just shoot easily. This is why it's in the tier 3 spot. So once you see more players get their tier 3s, that's when you're going to see the game start changing. The game's going to be a different game for you at that point. You understand that? But it takes time to even get there. Some players may not hit tier 3 or start getting their tier 3 badges until like 3 weeks, a month. Sometimes it'd be that deep for certain players. Not the skilled players going to get there. But some players maybe got work, maybe don't got too much time to be too invested to get your mind wrapped around everything. That's why I try to get the gems out in a certain easy, light way so you can understand it. You can relax your mind, be like, okay, I don't got my tier 3s yet and certain stuff like that. Think about how when people contesting you, you don't got blinders on with this new system and shooting, you're gonna miss a lot of them. You trying to take them with people right there, right in front of you. Agent 3, if you dribbling to the side and you stopping and shooting and you don't have this on, at least bronze, you're basically not gonna get any good boost to a 3-point shot while moving. You see what I'm saying? And then you have to have amped on, stacked with it, at least gold or Hall of Fame. So you don't get too much of a penalty because you're using a lot of stamina before you even stop to shoot. Think about it, man. It's so deep. It's so deep this year. You gotta stop. So they slowing down how players just try to move, come up the court real quick, just chuck up a shot. Same reason why they took lucky number 7 out the game. Come on now. So remember, limitless range, at least bronze, Agent 3 is going to help you start making way more shots around the line, feeling way more smooth, give you way more confidence when to take them. Right now, if you're trying to shoot them now, you can still sink some, and players can still shoot crazy, but it's because of their muscle memory. A lot of players are already listening and going with higher 3 balls, 88 and 90, higher, like that type of area. Once you're going with that, you're good. You're already at the thresholds. They add in boost onto their players. A lot of y'all not adding boost onto y'all. See, a lot of you just a casual player, you're not adding boost to your player like that, shooting boost. You don't care. You just, I'm playing. No, 2K got it in there for a reason. Until 2K takes that out, we got to keep using it until they take it out, make a change. We can't complain about B2 hassle, B2 like on them, but we use it. We talk about it, knowledgeable. It's just like how they taking out a lot of stuff. On my next video, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going in. Mike Wang, I got going on it, though. All right? It's just like how they take out a lot of stuff if people talk about it the right way. They take it out, take it away, change it, transmute it. They try to transmute it. All right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Make sure y'all get this badge for when you want to start dribbling around and shooting threes. It's not just for fades, okay? Improve the ability to make pull-ups. They call them pull-ups when you just stop and you shoot. They call it, that's a pull-up. A pull-up could be a fade too. All that. A pull-up off the bounce, but they just a whole bunch of words. You can't get too much lost into it. All right, so understand this. Agent 3 is going to help you make those shots way more with 3-pointers, okay? Limitless range help you way more. amped. Definitely a badge, because you're going to be doing dribble moves before you shoot, unless you just sit in the corner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. The new patch update didn't touch anything. Players are just having to get used to adjusting to this new realistic system. That's all it is. I got more gems coming. Make sure y'all turn on noise, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the